Well, to start with tonight, insurance firm Enterprise has expressed confidence that challenges faced by local insurance firms will be dealt with by the regulator. Managing Director of Enterprise Insurance, Enesina Abe, told Joy Business that the regulator is on course to deal with issues of unfair practices as the industry faces uncertain times. She's been speaking with Joy Business after an awards ceremony to honor agents of the company. Here's more in this report. The award ceremony for sales agents of Enterprise Insurance is an annual event by the company to celebrate hard work and success for the year. According to Managing Director Enesina Abe, the challenges faced by the industry include the low level of understanding of insurance policies by the general public and other concerns of premium payments. She's confident efforts by the National Insurance Commission will help deal with the matter.
Insurance is so important. Insurance is so important, so we let them know how important it is, and they kind of come on board. Yeah.
What about the issue of undercutting?
It's a difficult terrain. We're happy to have our regulator addressing the issue of undercutting, and with what they are doing, we are hoping with time the issue of undercutting would be dealt with.
The award for overall sales agent went to Mary Ampofua Boche. She expressed concern about the issue of undercutting in the industry.
You give a quotation and then the client will tell you that this person has given me this quotation, so if you don't meet it or if you don't match it, I'm going to give it to the other person. So you, the person taking the business, you know ideally you're not supposed to take this business, but then if you don't match what the person is giving you, then it's going to go to another person, which is the biggest challenge we are facing as an industry. So I don't know if there's something we can do about it so that we all have at least a fixed premium for all our clients, that they will not come back for us to be matching. I think the clients are even playing it at their advantage. Instead of them taking a quotation from one person, they will go and take from 5 people. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then they know within their hearts they want to give the business to you, Enterprise. But then they will go and take it from other insurance companies where they know you want the business, so they'll go and take it and then come and show it to you that you need to match it. So that's the biggest challenge we've been facing as an industry.
In all, 16 sales agents were rewarded for their performance. Ebenezer Sabotage report for Joy Business. The water aluminum company Valco has promised significant contribution to Ghana's development from 2020. This comes on the back of the establishment of the Ghana Integrated Aluminum Corporation to preside over both production and export of aluminum with at least 30% stake in any new mine, refinery or smelter. Chief Executive of the company, Daniel Echampon, spoke at the Ghana Export Promotion Authority's Export Achievement Awards, where his outfit emerged 2018 Exporter of the Year. Bismarck Ausa has more.
In August this year, President Akufo-Addo appointed a new board of directors for the Ghana Integrated Aluminum Development Corporation to ensure the right process of mining aluminum in the country is maintained in accordance with the law. Chief Executive of Valco, Daniel Echampon, is optimistic the corporation will help revamp the company, which has seen its fortunes dwindled over the past years.
You would all recall, for those of you who have been watching closely, the bauxite refinery, smelter, and downstream of the entire aluminum value chain, you would notice that there is this corporation that has been formed, the Ghana Integrated Aluminum Development Corporation. It is the first time that Ghana has taken this bold initiative. And with the smelter anchoring all this value chain, Ghana's economy is going to be rapidly transformed, creating millions of jobs, all on the back of Valco. And we can be sure that as a country, we would live the dream of a country that will live beyond aid.
At the Ghana Export Promotion Authority's Export Achievement Awards held in Accra, the Chief Executive of the Ghana Export Promotion Authority, Efua Asabia Asari, expressed the hope that non-traditional exports will exceed $2.8 billion recorded last year.
This year, the Ghana Export Promotion Authority turned 50, a milestone that gives us reason to look back and count how far we have come. as an agency established under the Ministry of Trade and Industry with a mandate to diversify and promote Ghana's exports. We recall our earnings of approximately $2 million annually in the 80s to now aiming for $10 billion by 2028, as targeted in the revised National Export Development Strategy.
Minister of Trade and Industry, Alan Shermanton, who was also the guest of honor at the event, reiterated government's commitment to improving local products and make them more appealing to the international markets.
I do not hear enough talk and narrative about exports from our leaders in Africa. But fortunately, we have a president who is committed to adding value, to value addition, which is the basis for developing an export-led economy. So political leadership and their commitment is a necessary condition, but it's not a sufficient condition.
The GEPA President's National Awards for Export Achievement also saw agribusiness company Wilmar Africa Limited emerge Exporter of the Year 2017. Other winners were the owner of Gari Processing Business, Enimich Limited, as Woman Exporter of the Year 2017, whilst owner of Royal Crown Packaging Limited was Woman Exporter of the Year 2018, among others. The event was themed 50 Years of Service to Ghana's Export Sector, Rewarding Excellence. Bismarck Ausa, Joy Business.
Well, tonight, former trader at the Swiss investment bank UBS, Kwekwa Doboli, who got deported from the UK for engaging in the largest unauthorized trading, has been sharing with Joy Business his ideas on how to strengthen Ghana's banking sector. He spoke with my colleague Charles Aite after taking his turn at the 2019 TEDx Tudu event in Accra.
There's no need to look backwards. We need to look forward. And how what I care about now is how do I bring people here to be with us so that we can build things and move forward.
All right. Speaking of moving forward, ever since you touched down in Ghana, have you had specific engagements with people who would want to work with you?
Yeah, so some of them I can't talk about, obviously, but I've been focused on areas of how do we develop our markets, how do we create products that will unlock a lot of there's a lot of money in Ghana, right? But it's very hard to unlock it because there are no products or mechanisms to unlock them. So what we need to do is actually think strategically, what do we need to build to allow all of this money, pension fund money, money that's locked in housing, everyone pays for their house with cash, so there's no leverage of housing mortgage debt, right? And some of that is necessary for us to increase our ability to compete on a global scale. So a lot of my focus has been which areas can I contribute some of my expertise to. So there's a lot going on.
What about the banks?
So I've, again, it's some things I can't say out loud, but I think, year two, so I've now entered year two. So year two is about creating alliances to share my knowledge, right? So I would really like to be able to go to all the banks and talk to all their employees and go to all the universities and talk to all their kids. And the more people I can talk to and work with to share knowledge and help people to develop critical thinking and resilience and problem solving, the further I can contribute something of value, and that's what I hope to do.
What about the potential of blockchain technology and how best we could tap into this field?
You're taking me way outside my actual core skill set. I think that, look, banking systems, payment systems in Ghana are challenged.
Ecobank Ghana is advocating the use of digital transactions for making purchases as the festive season approaches. According to the bank, using digital channels to transact business will ensure people are not exposed to attacks by robbers. Speaking to Joy Business at the official ceremony to launch the Accra Lighting Project, or Lighten Up Project, Executive Director at Ecobank, Edward Nateboche, said minimizing fiscal cash will be another way to manage spending.
Beautification project is happening on a large scale relative to past occasions. It also ushers in the Christmas season and also commemorates events for the Year of Return initiative. EcoBank is one of the sponsors of the Lighten Up Accra project. EcoBank used the occasion to appeal for support for the digital payment agenda by government to ensure a cash-light economy. Executive Director in charge of Treasury at EcoBank, Edward Nateboche, in an interview said spending through the digital channels is the best for tracking expenditure during the season.
It has been a long year. It has been a hard year. I think that we've all worked very, very hard. And in that context, you would want to make sure that you are safe. And one of the key ways in ensuring that you spend in a safe way is to spend digitally. We all know the risks of carrying cash around. And I think for EcoBank, there are various products that we have put forth that would enable our customers to enjoy Christmas in a safe and secure way. So, for instance, you could use our card, you could use our mobile app, and the app allows you to make transfers, make payments without having to handle cash.
Head of Corporate Affairs and Marketing at EcoBank, Rita Chega, explains to Joy Business the contribution of EcoBank Ghana to the beautification project.
This is something that we are doing that really fits in with our agenda and the government's agenda as well, making the city beautiful. EcoBank, as you know, is an African bank. It's a Pan-African bank, and we are very much interested in our people. And so at this time of Christmas, we feel that it's good to be involved with the communities within which we operate. And that's why we have joined, and we are being a part of this very iconic moment.
The bank has also disclosed that it would undertake more of such lighting projects in other locations. Eben Sabote's report for Joy Business.
That's beautiful. Well, speak of the festive season, it's just about 5 days to Christmas, and we've been asking you about your budget for the season. My colleague Fredo visited parts of the Central Business District of Accra to speak with a section of the public.
In the central business town, Makola, to gauge the mood and know people's budget and preparedness towards Christmas. Do you have any budget put aside specifically to make sure the family feels happy this Christmas?
No, I don't do that, because every day, every time, what I have to do, I do. So I don't depend on Christmas to do much things. I do it all around.
So this specific Christmas, no new shoes for the children, or even wifey, no new bags and a horse?
It's already booked. I buy it long time. So,
what are you expecting 2020 to be like for you?
Oh, in 2020, what I'm expecting is that the dollar rate will be stabilized. That will help every business. If it doesn't stabilize, then everything goes bad.
Do you have any budget specifically for Christmas?
Oh, of course. I have children, I have plans. I have a lot of things for them. I take them out, Maybe bring them here and buy some earrings for them. I have a girl, so maybe I'll bring her here, because I've been coming here. I like this place.
So how much did you budget for Christmas?
Oh, this man. Okay, what if I say I budget 5,000 for my kids? What will you say? Oh, yeah.
You have a budget for Christmas?
Oh, of course, I have a budget. I have a budget for my kids, myself and my kids. So I have a budget.
Christmas is just a merry time. Everybody expecting everybody. Looking at the breadwinner, everybody's looking up to you to just make something for. We are just looking up to God to just make it fine for us.
But do you have any specific budget? Say you have 3,000 Ghana cedis put aside just to cater for the children, for the family and stuff like that, to make them look good.
Actually, we don't have a budget. As when the needs come, you just provide for it. That's all. We don't have a budget. You need to get them clothing, put food in the house, and extended family. So we don't need to have a budget. When the need comes, we just move on, that's all.
All right, so when you ask me personally whether I have a budget for Christmas, certainly not. I do not have one. Just like the ordinary people, the businessmen, and the number of people we spoke to in Makola, they indicated that they do not have a specific budget towards Christmas. Fred Duho, Makola Market, for Joy Business.
While in other news tonight, efforts by inmates and officials at Amanfom Prisons Camp in Ashanti region to become self-sufficient in food production are being thwarted by post-harvest losses. The facility, which was recognized at the recent Farmers' Day celebration, is facing storage and market challenges. Nana Sensumensa has more in this report.
11. With both crop and livestock farming, the prisons camp is aspiring to feed itself and have surpluses for other prisons, facilities and communities. Station Officer DSP Joseph Akins laments the situation leaves inmates demoralized amid concerns about food security.
You can imagine just coming out with a whole lot of maybe a quantity of maize. You can see the vegetables here, and we don't have readily available markets to actually dispose of your products. And even if you have it, how much do you even get? Some actually patronize the products.
Oh, so you sell some of the products? I thought it was basically for feeding.
Not for feeding per se. Some of them we actually sell to the public, and we account to the prison administration at the prison's headquarters. Okay. Yes, we have an aim of doing something to benefit the prison and let's say the society at large. So if you are producing something and you're not getting something to commensurate with what you are doing, I think you are doing something heading towards losses.
Meanwhile, members of St. Joseph Catholic Parish at IDRC have visited and presented assorted items of food and household items to the inmates. Resident Pastor Father Stephen Opoku encourages the public to patronize produce from the prison farms to reduce the risk of post-harvest losses.
When we came here, we never knew that Amanfom Prisons is involved in commercial farming. But we have got to know that many a time their produce go waste. I think the government has something to do to remedy this situation. One of the things that the government can do is to try to buy their produce and at least use to feed these students in free SHS. Since they are fed for free, and government has to buy produce raw material to feed them. These raw materials could also be bought from the prisons to feed the students in senior high school. By so doing, the prisons will be motivated more to even produce more, so that they never encounter this annual issue of post-harvest losses. And on my part, as a pastor, I also have to, and I will inform my people, my church members, those who are traders and they buy these crops for sale for the market. They should come here and buy because they have good stuff for the market.
For Joy News, Nana Asensumensa, Kumasi.
Let's turn to the automobile industry now. Car dealership business CFAO, in partnership with Cars 45, has introduced a car buying and swapping platform in the country. It offers solutions to people who find it difficult selling their cars or swapping for brand new vehicles. According to Managing Director of CFAO, Paulo Fernandez, the automobile industry is relatively small and makes it difficult to do trade-ins. Fred Duho has more. Managing Director of CFAO, Paulo Fernandez, indicated that partnering Cars 45 affords old car owners the opportunity to walk into their showrooms to swap their cars easily. He notes it's a strategic move to improve sales. CFAO are the main distributors of Mitsubishi and Suzuki cars in the country. Cars 45, on the other hand, has been in Nigeria for a long time and has been operating in Ghana since October this year. George Festus Mensah is country manager for Cars 45.
The used car market needs to be structured well. I mean, currently what happens is that people don't know the true state of the cars they buy, and that's where Cars 45 is in the market to strategize and help it, the process well laid out. So what we do as Cars 45 is that because we give a proper inspection report, everyone knows the true state of cars they buy from Cars 45 and CFAO. So when the customer comes to Cars 45, the first thing we do is we take the customer through what to expect at Cars 45, and we take the car through a 200-point inspection from our well-trained inspectors. So here we do exterior, interior, undercarriage, and bring out the value, the true value of the cars, because customers already have value they think pertains to the ACA, like I said, the market is not structured, and here CAS 45 is here to help structure the market, the used car market.
Country Managing Director CFAO Paulo Fernandes stated that 2019 has been a tough year for the company, but was optimistic that partnership with CAS 45, coupled with government's automobile policy, would drive the market in the coming year.
We have a good assessment value. And now, thanks to CAS 45, we can purchase some current cars to the customers to sell some new brand cars for them. So it's very useful. At the end, the main benefit is to bring back some customers, maybe some customers for other brands, to purchase new car brands. Thanks because with CAS 45 we'll purchase the used car, and we will trading the car. It's not booming because the market is very small, but thanks to this new auto policy government is implementing for the next year, we hope this market will grow, because thanks to the ban of used car import, it will allow, first of all, to grow the new car market, but obviously it will also allow the used car market, local used car market, to grow also.
Fred Duho's report for Joy Business. Before we go, I want to bring you one of our top stories tonight. Local rice producer Avnash says the country has the capacity to produce and supply local rice, which should outweigh the demand for the commodity on the market. This response comes on the back of Joy Business's checks in the markets, which revealed that there was limited supply of local rice despite the campaign to consume Ghana rice. Group head of industries at Avnash Industries, Ghana Limited, Vipul Jain, spoke to Joy Business at the GEPA President's National Awards for Export Achievement in Accra. Here is Bismarck Awuse's report.
The demand for local rice has surged in the past few weeks following the reports on rice glut in the northern part of Ghana. However, there has been a sustained campaign spearheaded by famous local rice producer Avnash Industries on the need to consume locally produced rice. Meanwhile, Joy Business's checks on the market have revealed that the demand for the local produce far outweighs the supply by the production firms. But in an interview, Group Head of Industries at Avnash Industries Ghana Limited, Vipul Jain, says the new taste and preference is now catching on, hence the need for companies to do more to exceed demand soon.
This self-reliance is not an overnight job. How the change happened, 3 years back we came, the farmers got encouraged by us paying them cash at the farm gate. So gradually we see this improvement coming after 3 years, and it is not the end. People will still go back, productivity will increase, farm yield will increase, the farmers will have more resources. So this is first step to the chain reaction which we are going to see. So I hope in near future, not more than 3 years, we are going to be self-sufficient.
Avnash Industries saw its range of products receive various prestigious awards at the GEPA President's National Awards for Export Achievement for the years 2017 and 2018. Mr. Jain says the company will leverage the awards to increase its market offering so as to contribute to the government's vision of self-reliance.
As everybody knows, we are in news because of rice, but more than rice, we have been exporting. We export to 5 countries from Ghana. We have state-of-the-art plant, and this is very encouraging for us because the volumes are also growing. Victory two-way, the rice is doing well. Country has risen to the dream of rice, self-sufficiency, and the second dream is being an exporter. So I think we are faring very well on both the accounts, exporting for oil, palm oil, vegetable oil, and local rice.
Bismarck Awuse, Joy Business.
And that wraps up our bulletin tonight. More news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. We have that story there of President Akufo-Addo commissioning 1D1F tomato factory at Shai Osudoku. You want to check that out, myjoyonline.com/business. My name is Darryl Kwao. Thanks for watching. We are back same time tomorrow.